हम अकेले ही चले थे जानिब ए मंजिल, मगर स्टूडेंट्स आते गए और ये कारवां बढ़ता गया. The Wall Street School journey started in 2009 with 2 students. And one of them was on a hospital bed for 3 years, who had lost both his kidneys. His mother gave him one and died. His wife left him and he wanted to restart his career. He was sort of shaking when we were taking fees from him. And post the rigorous financial modeling training, he got an offer letter from EY GDS, that time sitting in our office, which had seats for maybe 700 students and an office boy, and 2 of us, Manoj and myself. And when the offer letter came for Jagdish, there was a pin drop silence. And then there were tears. Tears of joy and a beautiful triumph of human spirit. For us, that was magical, and that was the foundation stone of the Wall Street School of what it is today. That Karwa is now 50,000 plus students. Even when I recall that story, that gives me goosebumps even today. You've had many stories similar like these over this journey of 18 years. 50,000 plus students who have been a part of the multiple courses now. CFA, FRM, ACCA, CMA, stock market, CIMA course, AI in finance course. And we started with a small hope that there is something for us to give to you. There is a value addition that we can provide, because India में degrees बहुत मिलती हैं लेकिन directions बहुत कम. I mean, क्या निकलता है आजकल? BCom graduates, BBA graduates, BCA graduates, MBAs, CAs, engineers. But industry still asks, can you build a model? Can you value a company? Can you think like an investor? And then silence fills the room. I did my CA in 2004 and I'm from Ludhiana and I got into McKinsey. And I was very happy getting into McKinsey, the top consulting firm in the world, right? And when I entered the floor and I saw my peers working on Excel, like cut, and making some amazing PPTs. And trust me, I'd never worked on Excel before. Even in my articleship, we used to make some, our audit reports or otherwise. And I do not even remember which softwares it were. So coming from Ludhiana, getting into McKinsey was a high. But believe you me, within 1 week of me getting into McKinsey, I thought that McKinsey has probably made a selection mistake and they're going to throw me out. क्योंकि किताबों में हिसाब था पर जिंदगी में सवाल थे. डिग्री हाथ में थी पर करियर बेहाल था. Because there was a definite gap between theoretically as a chartered accountant what I had learned and practically how things were. That uncomfortable gap between education and employability. I learned it the hard way out, but this is where and how the Wall Street School was born. Because we could see a definite gap in terms of the theoretical knowledge and practical understanding of things. And there was a time when finance education in India meant theory heavy, exam focused, job disconnected. Students cleared the exams but failed in their interviews. We saw brilliant minds, CAs, MBAs, engineers sitting across the table and losing confidence. Not because they lacked intelligence, but because they lacked exposure. And then we asked, why can't in India we produce world-class finance professionals? Why should Wall Street thinking remain only on Wall Street, New York? So we built a system, not coaching, not tuitions, a professional finishing school for finance and accounting. यहाँ syllabus नहीं बदला, यहाँ सोच बदली गई है over the last 17-18 odd years. Now, as far as we are concerned, it is absolutely industry-led curriculum. We've seen what is required in the industry because we come from the same domain per se. We've reached out to the investment banks, the equity research companies, the valuation companies, the risk professionals. What do you actually use in real life? From there came our flagship programs, all of them. Be it financial modeling and valuations, wherein you just don't learn Excel, you learn how to build 3-statement models. You learn how to value companies using discounted cash flows, comparing company analysis, transaction comparables, LBO basics. You learn how money thinks. Numbers को देखना एक बात है, numbers को समझना, it's an art. I mean, we have had students who are CA dropouts who thought it was all over. We've had a lot of engineers who are wanting to switch into finance. A lot of MBA finance people who got into mutual fund selling, CASA selling, insurance selling from tier 2, tier 3 colleges. And, they have done MBA in finance and they're just doing hardcore sales with targets. We've seen working professionals stuck in accounting roles and someone with night shifts. Now, they come over here to become more resourceful, more skillful, not just with skills, but with confidence and competence. There was a student who cleared his CA in multiple levels, but he couldn't crack a finance job. He said, "Sir, shayad finance mere liye nahi hai." 3 months later, he built his own integrated financial model. 6 months later, he sat on a valuation role. The degree didn't change. The capability did. हार कर जो बैठा था, उसने खुद को समझा नहीं था. हमने बस आईना दिखा दिया, चेहरा तो उसी का था. At the Wall Street School, we believe finance is not about formulas. It's about judgment. Valuation is not about calculators. It's about conviction. Excel is not software. It's a language, and employability is not luck. It's training and hardcore training. We operate with 3 pillars: depth, no superficial understanding; rigor, models must reconcile, assumption sheets must defend; and transparency, placements, processes, expectations which are absolutely clearly communicated. यहाँ सपने बेचे नहीं जाते हैं, यहाँ कॉम्पिटेंस बनाई जाती है. हम कुछ भी फॉल्सिफाइड होप्स, फॉल्सिफाइड एक्सपेक्टेशंस नहीं देते हैं किसी भी कैंडिडेट को, पर इतना कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ कहते हैं कि उनको एक परिपक्व तरीके से उनको एक अलग वर्जन बनाएंगे विद हार्डकोर प्रैक्टिकल ट्रेनिंग. AI has come up. It's changing finance. Automation is changing accounting. Data is becoming democratized. But interpretation, that's still human. The future belongs to analytical thinkers, financial storytellers, decision architects. The question is not, will jobs vanish? The real question is, will you evolve? And that evolution requires structured training. We are not building just a school, we are building a pipeline of ethical finance professionals, globally competent analysts, decision makers, because India does not lack talent. It lacks refinement platforms. And that is where the Wall Street School comes into picture. Now, as we were doing financial modeling and valuations, there was a lot of demand from the candidates who wanted to pursue CFA. And it's like the global growth standard in finance. And that is when we started CFA in 2016. And as a CFA, if you want to enter into equity research, portfolio management, asset management, global finance roles, CFA is head and shoulders above the rest. It's the gold standard. And let's be honest, it's a professional program, it's tough. It tests ethics, it tests financial reporting, corporate finance, equity, fixed income, derivatives, portfolio management. And when Karan in the Wall Street School teaches this, it's like a poetry in motion. Because we don't teach curriculum. We integrate CFA concepts with practical valuations, live examples, with financial modeling applications. Because passing CFA is good, but becoming a competent finance professional, it's better. Certifications तब meaningful होती हैं जब application साथ हो उसका. On similar lines, we saw a lot of demand for FRM. And hence we started FRM in 2019. FRM is Global Association of Risk Professionals. And how the world has become so complex. The markets have become so volatile. The interest rates fluctuate so much. Currencies swing so much. Derivatives amplify. FRM is for all those who want to master the market risk, the credit risk, the operational risk, the quantitative methods, the derivatives. In a world driven by uncertainty, risk professionals are not optional. They are essential. Profit सब देखते हैं, risk सिर्फ professionals देखते हैं. And this is where you've seen so many FRM professionals across the globe now who have, in a way, associated with the Wall Street School in one form or the other. And then, जैसे हमारे टाइम पे मैंने CA किया 2004 पे, I passed out my 12th in 2000. उस टाइम पर there were only 3 options. In a commerce field, either do CA or do CS or do ICWA or prepare for CAT examinations. And right now, इतने सारे options open up हो गए हुए. Right? There is ACCA, there is CMA, there is FRM, there is CFP. There are so many options which are available right now. We started ACCA and CMA in 2022 because companies operate across borders. Reporting standards differ. Strategic decision making matters. So ACCA builds international accounting expertise, IFRS knowledge, audit and assurance capability. CMA, it builds cost management, strategic finance, performance analysis, decision support system. At the Wall Street School, ये हमारा एक punch line है और ये हमारा एक X factor है that we ensure that you don't remain just a bookkeeper. You become a strategic finance partner. Accountant data लिखता है, strategic professional direction देता है, and these are global certifications. So now we see a lot of people, even 10th pass outs, plus 2 pass outs, who want to pursue ACCA, who wants to pursue CMA, who want to pursue FRM, who want to do CFA. I mean, the world has become just so competitive because there are so many options which are good options available to make you more resourceful, to make you more skillful, to make you a better version of yourself. And we were very fortunate and we feel blessed that we were approached by the Economic Times to be their education partner for the value and the valuation masterclasses. It was a high for us, when we were dealing with the ultra HNIs, teaching them the fundamental core concepts of stock markets, valuations, the right way, the way the numbers should be read and interpreted. कितने सारे CEO, CXOs के साथ हमारा knowledge transfer हुआ उनके साथ, हमारे relationships बने, हमारे connects बने उनके साथ, and we feel very gratified that what we are doing is something right, and what we are doing is a genuine value addition, and what we are doing is something which definitely there is a demand in the industry for. Because stock market specifically, it's not gambling, it's a business analysis, and what we teach is fundamental analysis. We teach valuation techniques, we teach behavioral biasness, portfolio construction. You learn to ask, is the price justified? Is margin of safety adequate? Is management credible? Market short term में voting machine होती है और long term में weighing machine होती है. This is something that we teach candidates, and we are very proud of making them absolutely confident and competent with respect to us. And in the world that we live in, the world of AI, let's address this elephant in the room. Will AI replace finance jobs? Maybe repetitive ones, yes. But here's the truth. AI enhances analysis. It doesn't replace judgment. We train students in AI tools for financial analysis. We train them for automation in Excel. We train them for data interpretation. We train them for prompt engineering for finance use cases. The future analyst will not compete with AI. He who will command it, जो AI से डरता है वो पीछे रह जाएगा, और जो AI को समझता है वो आगे होगा. Survival of the fittest. And with all the courses in accounting and finance, we have sort of tried to build an integrated ecosystem, because we do not treat courses just like silos. A CFA student understands modeling, an ACCA student understands valuations, an FRM student understands markets, a stock market enthusiast understands financial statements. We built well-rounded finance professionals. And then 2 years back, we pivoted into CFP program because there's a lot of demand for quality finance professionals to help people manage their wealth. And it's a gold standard in terms of the finance certification for people in private banking. So that's one certification, because India is entering into a financial revolution. IPOs are rising, startups are scaling, global capital is flowing, but talent must rise too. That is why the Wall Street School stands for rigor, ethics, global standards, practical excellence. सपने बड़े हो तो रास्ते भी बड़े चाहिए, सोच ग्लोबल हो तो प्लेटफॉर्म भी ग्लोबल चाहिए. फाइनेंस सीखना आसान है, फाइनेंस बनना मुश्किल. और वही in Wall Street School, that's our job, that's our role. In the Wall Street School, the ambition meets ability, where finance becomes a career and just not a subject.